All right, hello and welcome to your Long Island weather report. It is January 20th, 2025, and you can see all the snow cover that is now all over. It looks like New Jersey got a decent amount. You can see all the snow covering all the Northeast here. And we had clear skies to start, and then we had some cumulus building up toward the afternoon. But it was a beautiful day to get to the Pine Barrens, and the railroad had a lot of problems. You'll see in a little bit. And luckily, I just was able to go there. I almost missed the bus, and if I did, then I probably wouldn't have been able to go there. But show you what it looked like out there. It was beautiful. You could see the snow, the pines, nice blue skies. We had about 2 inches on the ground over there. There's nothing really like the Pine Barrens, especially with the snow sticking to the trees. It's just so beautiful, so incredibly beautiful. And then sometimes you get a breeze that would blow, and the snow would blow off the trees like this, which is kind of cool. Yeah, beautiful. The Pine Barrens, just magical. With all that pixie dust in the air, it was quite beautiful, and thank God I made it there. On an otherwise bad day for a lot of us. But anyway, let's go over those snowfall reports. So that's what we're going to do first. And you'll see here that we have Connecticut got 5 inches. So Connecticut got, New Haven, Meriden, 5 inches. So in Connecticut, they got 5 inches of snow. And Franklin Lakes and Bergen County got up to 5.9 inches of snow. And Caldwell and Essex County, New Jersey, 5 inches. So Northern Jersey got more. And Ringwood, Passaic, 6.3 inches. So those areas, total of 5 inches. Those areas in North Jersey really got a decent amount. Even in Union County, Scotch Plains, 5 inches. But as we go into the city, Brooklyn, high amount there was 3 inches. Nassau County, around 4 inches in Syosset and Roosevelt. Seacliff, 3.6. And less as you went toward the South Shore, 2.1 in Belmore. In Manhattan, Central Park got 1.6 inches of snow. In Orange County, further up, Washingtonville, 8.5. That's where you had your winter storm warning. Warwick, 7.1. Putnam County, also some 6.5 inch amounts there. In Queens, not too much there, 3 inches. 3 inches in Belrose, the high amount there. Staten Island, New Dorp got 3.5. Rockland County also seeing a decent amount of snow. Congers, 6.5 inches. Monsey, 5.2 inches. That general area got a decent amount. Then as we head into Suffolk County on the North Shore, Centerport, 3.6 inches. Comac, 3.5 inches. Center Reach, 3.2 inches. Islip got 3 inches of snow. And then less as you headed toward out east. So Ridge, only 1.5 inches. So it's the Pine Barrens. Islip Terrace, 1.5 inches. And out in Orient Point, only an inch. Westchester also seeing a decent amount of snow. Croton on Hudson, 6 inches around there. So, so mainly a heavier storm to the north and west, as I said it would be. That's what it looks like. Let's see if we can get the snowfall reports from the Philadelphia office here. Now I know that somebody put a snowfall map up here. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Here's a nice map we can look at. So you'll see here, this is a nice map, and you can see lesser amounts toward the Jersey Shore. So again, as Tom's River, probably only around an inch. So the Pine Barrens, both on Long Island. Well, the Long Island Pine Barrens got a little more, I think, no surprise, but less in Ocean County, definitely only 0.8 inches. Enough to cover the ground, though, at least, so it's something. So let's go over our climate statistics for today at Islip. And high at Islip was 28 degrees. That was at 12:05 in the morning, though. The low was 20, and that put us 7 degrees below normal for the day, 11 degrees below normal for the high. And month to date, we've seen 0.37 liquid equivalent. So the snow, not really getting up to a whole lot of liquid equivalent. But again, we did get snowfall now. We're month to date, 2.7 inches for the month so far. So doing a little better, but still below normal in snowfall. Normally, we're supposed to see about 6.1 inches in January. and so far. And since December 1st, we've had 4.8 inches at Islip. Normally, we should be seeing 10.6, so still definitely below normal on the snowfall. We did make up for it a little bit, but not tremendously. So you can see the wind chill advisories covering most of the country here. And look at this. This is rare. Winter storm warnings for Florida. That's right, folks. Winter storm warnings for the Florida Panhandle to North Florida. Very unusual. This cold air has really sunk to the south, almost all the way to the Gulf. We even have winter storm warnings and freeze warnings in effect for even South Texas. That's incredible. So if we look at some of the observations there, you'll see, 30s. Very, very chilly. Very, very chilly air. 30. Yeah, it's 34 at Manhattan Airport. So these are very cold temperatures. The dew point's down to 12. It's amazing how far this Perry Foley Airport, which is where that's been hit by hurricanes, 40 degrees with a dew point of 14. And even heading into central Florida, like Orlando area, you got 40s right now. So pretty cold. Even down in Miami, Boca Raton, 64. So that's chilly for them. Very chilly, though. The dew point is 64, so I guess they've got, maybe there's a front stuck over here somewhere. I think they might be on the other side of it. But that front is definitely, as you go north, the dew points come down. But yeah, very rare to see the winter storm warnings all the way down that far. Very unusual. And, of course, these cold weather advisories all across the country here. Cold weather advisories Wednesday for New Jersey. Not for our area, but we have also, what do we have up here? Lake effect snow warnings, so still dealing with lake effect up there. And freezing spray advisories, heavy freezing spray warning actually for the lakes. So this is some pretty chilly air, and you can see dew point temperatures are in the single digits, and all the way down too, even into Mississippi. We've got 24 degrees, single digits, going way down into Texas, 20s. Really unusual to see these kind of temperatures this far south. As far as our area goes, it's chilly tonight out there. I don't know. It doesn't feel that bad because it's not that windy. Believe it or not, it's 16 at Islip right now. Dew point's down to 3. But there's just a west wind is just 6 miles an hour. So it doesn't really feel that bad out there, surprisingly, as long as you're wearing enough layers and moving around. West Hampton is 5. West Hampton's going below 0 tonight. Definitely. The dew point's 1, so that's it. West Hampton's going to go below 0. So we got teens in a lot of areas right now. Even in Nassau County, we got teens, 18 at Farmingdale, 19 at LaGuardia, 19 even at Central Park. And then look at this. Miller Air Park down to 7. Coilfield is down to 4 with a dew point of -1. So, yeah, the New Jersey Pine Barrens, Long Island Pine Barrens are probably going to get near 0 or even below 0. The rest of us will see temperatures by morning, probably perhaps the upper single digits to around 10 degrees. There's a little bit of wind out there, but it's not enough to stop the radiational cooling. Looks like the wind has not been an issue today, which really made this a lot more bearable. Even though last week we had more wind and the temperatures were warmer, it felt much harder to deal with. So definitely a much better situation. Looking at our satellite, there actually aren't a whole lot of clouds around right now. We have some ocean effect clouds. There was some cumulus earlier. If I can go all the way back to like 72, you might see it. Let's say I'm going to have to go all the way back like 96 frames probably. You can see some of that cumulus that developed. But other than that, we had fairly clear skies, and now those cumulus have died down. So now we have a fairly clear sky, and that's going to allow for some radiational cooling in a pretty chilly night. Here's that low that's going to be bringing the snow. We may see some clouds from that tomorrow, some high to mid-level clouds, but this is the low-pressure area that's going to bring snow to the Gulf Coast, which is very, very rare indeed. Here's your storm system right here. Going to day 2, you see tomorrow is the day it's going to be hitting. And there's going to be snowfall in Florida. Look at that. North Florida, southern Georgia, into even Mississippi and even Louisiana. It might even snow in New Orleans. It might, which is extremely rare to see. So really, really unusual. Really unusual. Look at our surface analysis here. That low hasn't taken shape yet, but it is in the process of taking shape. as we speak. So let's go and look at the models as we head into this week. And you see, here's that high pressure over us. So we have the system that's going to pass by to the south, but you'll look at the models here and you see that snow that's over northern Florida there. And there's going to be some mixed precipitation as well. Could be some freezing rain or sleet, but that snow gets pretty far to the south. And it's a tough scrape. Looks like it'll scrape just offshore tonight into tomorrow. Yeah, into tomorrow. And then it pulls away on Wednesday. One more cold day, and then that high starts moving offshore. But we have another high built in for Friday, though it won't be quite as cold. But you'll see. Staying dry for the rest of this week. So that is the GFS. We can look at the European as well. Here's the European. Gets that snow just a little bit closer, but I don't think we'll see any accumulating snow. Maybe a flake or two extreme, like maybe Atlantic City into like Montauk, but other than that, we'll just see clouds tomorrow, and then that high builds in Wednesday, and then we get into Friday where we're going to be, again, another high building in, so more fair weather. So let's go look at what is going on here. All right, this computer's wanting to be slow, but just have to bear with it for a little bit. Do the 0Z run here. Don't know why we're being so slow here, but anyway, this is the HRRR, and you'll see again that for us, just stays clear. We'll have some clouds tomorrow, but I think that snow stays offshore, and then Wednesday we'll be back in the sun again. So let's look at our dew points and wind flow here on the HRRR. And you can see dew points are definitely single digits to around 0. And they stay there tomorrow. And in fact, it might even get a little bit cold. Maybe have lower dew points. Light northwest winds becoming west. And then you could almost see that. You could see look at that moisture being kind of thrown up over there from that storm. But the dry air we got dry air in place. That's going to stop that snow from making any northwestward progress. So we'll be staying dry. And then for Wednesday, yeah, the dew points drop again very low, below 0 dew points. Definitely Arctic air for sure. Now your temperatures tonight, again, as I said before, we're going to see lows around 10 in most places, but single digits in probably some of the colder areas, and then in some of the Pine Barrens, I think again 0 to below 0 is possible. And tomorrow won't be as warm as today. We made it up into the 20s today. I think if we'll look at I know that wasn't quite a fair observation, but if we look at the day here at Islip, you'll see we did make it during the day into the mid-20s. Tomorrow we are going to struggle to make it that far. So we're going to probably struggle to get to 20. Some areas may only stay in the teens. I remember we got the snow cover too. And then tomorrow night, it's going to be tomorrow night is going to be even colder than tonight. And I think we're going to see lows in the single digits in most areas, and in below 0 in the Pine Barrens. 0 or below in the Pine Barrens. Looks like there's some radiational cooling. That core of that cold air is going to move over us on Wednesday, and then as we head into Wednesday, again, despite plenty of sun, I think we'll have plenty of sun, we will see highs only upper teens to around 20, so I don't think I'll be able to grab a sounding this far out. Looks pretty decent. I'll go back a little bit more here, 17. Yeah, it looks pretty decent. Maybe a little bit of mid-level, but not close enough to cause any cloud covers. That's just an inversion that you're seeing there. So yeah, this is really cold air that we're gonna have working into the area, and going to the southeast here, we're gonna show you how far south this cold air gets. So you see how far south it gets, and you can see temperatures below freezing, even in the Florida Panhandle tomorrow, and that's gonna support the snow. If we look at the precipitation here. Taking a look at the storm here that's going to happen. You see the snow all the way down to the Gulf Coast, even New Orleans perhaps. Tomorrow is going to see some snow out of this, which is crazy. And then it goes into Wednesday, early Wednesday for Florida. So this is nuts. And some freezing rain too. It could be some ice. This is absolutely nuts. Nuts. And if we look at the total snowfall accumulations, it's going to be a decent amount. We're talking winter storm warning criteria here. 5-6 inches or more in parts of the Florida Panhandle, maybe all the way down to maybe New Orleans, 5 or 6 inches. Even in the Florida Panhandle, I mean, these are areas that almost never see snow. There may be records broken from this. This is quite unusual for sure to see the snow this far south. Really unusual, and this could be historic for sure. And you can see temperatures only in the 30s as well. Even look at how far the cold air gets. I mean, look at how far it gets into Florida. It's going to drop into the 30s in Orlando, and then if you're down in, even if you're down Palm Beach area, you're going to be dealing with temperatures in the 40s. And I'm talking about for highs. So this is historic. This is historic cold for that area, just historic. Getting back to our area, we'll cover a little bit of the rest of the week because there will be a moderation once we get past Wednesday. Your dew points you'll see the dew points start to come up. We have more of a southwest wind. We have dew points now rising into the teens, and then for Friday, here we go. Northwest wind still in place, so still going to keep seasonably cold air, dew points in the teens, and then the dew points stay low all weekend long. So it will be seasonably chilly, but nothing, not like what we've been dealing with. So probably once you get to Thursday morning, we may have another cold morning with radiational cooling, though I don't think it'll be as cold as Wednesday morning. And then for Thursday, we'll get back up into the upper 20s to around 30. And then Friday, we're still going to be actually, it's trending a little colder now. We may not make it above freezing on Friday either, upper 20s. So we're going to see a lot of free, and then the weekend still staying below freezing. So we're going to be below freezing for a while, it looks like. Even though there'll be a moderation, we'll moderate to the upper 20s, but we're still going to be well below freezing. Let's go look at the sky cover on here next. So here's the sky cover map for tomorrow. You'll see those high clouds kind of streaming in. But then as we get toward Wednesday, should be mostly sunny. It's maybe some clouds, maybe ocean effect clouds on Long Island perhaps. And then Thursday we'll probably see another little bit of cloudiness, and then that pushes away on Friday probably. And they just have to watch again. That storms offshore we'll have to see how close they get. But let's go to the RGEM, which is a much better cloud model, and we'll go and look at tomorrow. So here's tomorrow. You can see those higher clouds streaming in. Again, you see those wave patterns. There may be some pretty altocumulus wave patterns in the clouds tomorrow. I see that displaying in this model here. And then as we head into Wednesday, those clouds shift offshore, and we should be mostly sunny, though we'll have to watch again for perhaps some ocean effect clouds over Long Island. Perhaps it's just going to be so cold, and the ocean temperature still in the 40s. The Long Island Sound in the 40s, so that could still cause some cloud, even though it's not showing it here. And then you'll see those higher clouds kind of come in later Wednesday. Here we are into Thursday, and you see actually it's interesting. This model actually shows less clouds over Jersey, and so it might have some sunshine then. And then Friday we should be back to mostly sunny again. So I think we've covered everything here. We've got a really historic cold of deep freeze week ahead, and stay warm out there. But again, the wind, we'll go and look at that. The wind is not going to be too much of an issue. So here's the wind gusts, 21 miles an hour. We'll go look at tomorrow. Yeah, winds are light tomorrow, only 9 miles an hour, so that's not too bad. Wednesday, even lighter winds, 7 miles an hour. So despite it being cold, the winds are light, so it's not going to be so bad. That's what makes it more bearable. Thursday, we'll see the winds pick up a little bit. Friday, no, not too bad. So the wind isn't going to be an issue. We're not going to be dealing with crazy wind chills. It's just cold. This is the kind of weather I love in the winter. It's not really blustery. Yeah, it's cold, but as long as you're moving around, it's bearable because you don't have that wind, and you have that nice clean air, and you get those nice scenes like this. So anyway, that is going to wrap up this Long Island weather report. Have a good night.